Good evening, you're watching AWANI Tonight with me, Farhana Sheikh. The Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission, MACC, has announced its 2025 strategy to combat corruption, focusing on the aspects of procurement, enforcement and grant corruption. This initiative aims to boost the economy, reduce financial leakages and recover misappropriated national assets.
MACC Chief Commissioner Tan Sri Azam Baki revealed plans to transform the agency's structure to enhance effectiveness, including rebranding the Inspection and Consultancy Division to the Governance Investigation Division. The MACC's budget will increase to 360 million ringgit in 2025, up from 338 million ringgit this year, with 200 new officers to strengthen operations, especially in money laundering and high-profile cases. Additional funds will also be allocated to support good governance, international cooperation, and prevention programs. The MACC will also review its standard operating procedures to tackle complex corruption cases. Prime Minister Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim has expressed full support for the MACC's efforts, granting the agency full freedom to investigate and act against corruption.
No Malaysians in Mozambique have been affected by the ongoing unrest, including in the capital, Maputo. According to Foreign Ministry's High Commission of Malaysia in Pretoria, South Africa, regular contact is maintained with the 20 Malaysians currently residing in Mozambique through the Honorary Council. A prison riot in Maputo's maximum security facility left 33 dead and 15 injured. Police reported that 1,500 inmates escaped, taking advantage of an ongoing political unrest following disputed October election results. The election, extending the long-ruling party Frelimo's stay in power, was met with backlash from the opposition, claiming the vote was rigged. Fresh anti-government protests erupted on Monday after Mozambique's highest court upheld the presidential victory for Frelimo's candidate Daniel Chapo. Green Electricity Tariff or GET program will continue in 2025 with new enhancements. The Energy Transition and Water Transformation Ministry announces today that the program will offer a quota of at least 6,600 gigawatt-hours of green electricity.
For low-voltage consumers, the premium rate is set at 10 cents per kilowatt-hour, while medium and high-voltage consumers will pay 20 cents per kilowatt-hour. New long-term subscription options will be available until 2027, providing stability for corporate and industrial users. Subscribers in 2025 will also be exempt from imbalanced cost pass-through charges, ensuring stable prices. Since its launch in 2021, the GET program has supplied 9,400 gigawatt-hours of green electricity to over 3,000 consumers, supporting their ESG commitments. Subscriptions open on March 1st via the MyTNB portal with the option to backdate to January 1st.
The Department of Irrigation and Drainage has forecast potential flooding in 9 districts in Kelantan over 3 days starting Sunday. The districts expected to be affected are Tumpat, Pasir Mas, Kota Baru, Pasir Puteh, Bachok, Tanah Merah, Machang, Kuala Kerai and Chili.
In a statement, the DID said it will conduct continuous monitoring and provide updates on flood warnings if significant rainfall persists in these basins. The department also cautioned that the forecasted floods could occur earlier or later than anticipated. Disaster management agencies and residents, particularly in flood-prone areas, are urged to stay vigilant and follow authorities' directives.
Telegram and WeChat are in the process to obtain official licenses to operate in Malaysia, according to the Malaysian Communications and Multimedia Commission, MCMC. The agency commends the two platforms for their compliance to the new licensing regulations, which takes effect on January 1st. MCMC expects both Telegram and WeChat to meet licensing requirements to operate in Malaysia soon. It urged eligible service providers to apply by December 31st to avoid legal action. In July, the MCMC mandated that platforms with over 8 million users to obtain a license, a step taken to enhance online safety and regulatory oversight. Small and medium enterprises are embracing cross-border transactions in the digital age, a crucial move for sustaining and growing their businesses. Associate Professor Dr. Nur Shaipa Abdul Wahab from Taylor's University outlines the key tax challenges SMEs encounter in these global dealings.
SMEs need to reach to the customers, not only locals, overseas. So that means this involves multiple jurisdiction. When we have multiple jurisdiction involved, definitely there's tax jurisdictions involved as well. Second challenge is about double taxation. Just imagine, when we have a transaction, we are selling things. In Malaysia, we tax once, and then the moment it reaches outside there, other country, so they tax once again. So that means the same income that we receive will be taxed twice. What does it mean by, what is the implication on the SMEs? That means the cost is going higher and the return of the tax is going to be lower. The third one is about VAT compliance or GST compliance. So this is related to indirect tax. If SMEs is not well equipped about this kind of tax, there will be non-compliance involved and therefore there will be penalty.
She also highlighted the importance of tax education for SME owners and managers.
The first thing is about complex tax regulation. So we talk about cross-border transactions just now. If the owners and the managers know about the complex tax regulation, so they can strategize the strategic planning in order to consider about tax implication. So then we don't have the situation where we are having volumes of transaction, but lesser value of profit after tax. So the second reason why the SMEs owners or managers need to have tax education is because of tax saving. If we don't have sufficient tax education, there can be tax non-compliance. So if such things happen, so that means it will cost the companies more. Then, tax education is also important for the SMEs owners and managers, to build trust. So once we have tax non-compliance, the reputation of the companies is going lower. Then the trust among if we are talking about companies like private limited, then it will be the trust among the shareholders, among the managers, employees, and the most important trust that we need to have is the customers.
We'll go for a quick break. Stay tuned for more.
Rambut gugur lagi? Macam mana Gunakan Pantene Baharu dengan provitamin mikro yang meresap dan menguatkan rambut dari dalam. Rambut 10 kali lebih kuat terhadap rambut gugur. Pantene Baharu.
Di mana jua dengan keluarga lagi bahagia. Momen dikongsi jadi lebih bermakna. Walau jauh di mata, tetap dekat di hati. Keluarga harmoni bila semuanya dikongsi. Bila keluarga di sisi, detik jadi istimewa. Kongsikan segalanya dengan family. Kongsi 1000 GB data 5G dan perantauan global percuma. 4 talian untuk family.
Kerap menggaru kulit kepala disebabkan keluh mumur, masalahnya lebih mendalam. Gunalah Head & Shoulders menembusi 5 lapisan untuk membasmi keluh mumur dan kegatalan. Bebas keluh mumur sehingga 100%. Head & Shoulders diuji secara dermatologi.
Welcome back. More updates on the plane crash in Kazakhstan involving the Azerbaijan airliner. At least 38 people has been killed. 29 survivors, including 2 children, were hospitalized, with 11 in critical condition. The crash cause remains under investigation, but initial reports suggest a bird strike, though experts doubt this theory due to the unusual flight deviation. Flight J28243 en route from Baku to Grozny, Russia, with 67 people on board, diverted and crashed on the Caspian Sea shore. The plane's black box has been recovered, with a commission set up to investigate the cause of the crash. Azerbaijan President Ilham Aliyev has declared a day of mourning and called for a thorough investigation. Survivors and family members of the victims across countries gather on Thursday to commemorate the 20th anniversary of the deadly tsunami that killed more than 230,000 people. In Aceh, Indonesia, the worst hit, family members of the deceased hold prayers and visit mass graves in remembrance of their loved ones. Many were seen crying and hugging their family members, while others stood in silent prayer. Indonesia, which bore more than half of the tsunami's death toll, saw countless families denied the chance to identify their loved one remains. Meanwhile, in Thailand's southern Panga province, a solemn seaside ceremony with religious rites honored the disaster's victims. Panga was one of Thailand's hardest hit provinces, with the disaster claiming 5,400 lives there, including many foreign tourists. On December 26, 2004, a 9.1 magnitude earthquake struck Indonesia's Sumatra Island, triggering the most deadly tsunami in history. The wave, towering as high as 30 meters, caused massive destruction, killing some 230,000 people across 15 countries. Japan Airlines reports a cyber attack that has caused delays to some of its domestic and international flights on Thursday. The airline states that 24 domestic flights were delayed by more than half an hour, but systems were back up hours later and same-day ticket sales have resumed. The airline said the attack began at 7:25 a.m., affecting internal and external systems. In response, it quickly suspended ticket sales for flights departing on December 26. Local media reported the cyber attack hitting systems for boarding procedures and baggage check-in, causing delays at several Japanese airports, but without significant disruptions. Japan Airlines said it had identified and addressed the cause of the issue and is checking the system recovery status. All Nippon Airways, ANA, Japan's other major air carrier, had not been affected, with services operating as normal. An impeachment motion against South Korea's Prime Minister and acting President Han Duck-soo was submitted to Parliament today. The move happened after Han said he would not appoint 3 justices to fill the Constitutional Court bench that is reviewing President Yoon Suk-yeol's impeachment.
After the impeachment motion was introduced, South Korea's lawmakers voted in favor of the 3 nominees of Constitutional Court judges at the plenary session. The court should have 9 justices, but the appointment of the 3 new members has been held up by political infighting. South Korea's Constitutional Court will hold its first hearing on Friday in the case of Yoon, after Parliament impeached him over his short-lived martial law decree on December 3rd.
That wraps up AWANI tonight. Check out our web portal, keeping you informed on the critical events shaping our world, all in one place at international.astroawani.com. That's all for now. I'm Farhana Sheikh. Thank you for watching and good night.